Do you often feel like you are a mistake? Your life is a mistake. The fact that you fail in a particular subject in school is your fault. Unfortunately for you, probably you couldn't understand that particular subject or that particular teacher, or you have a brain disability that cause you not to understand what you are studying and you feel like you are at fault. Or a particular situation happened in your life and you feel like it's my fault. Probably you were raped or you are molested by your father, a family member, or your husband or boyfriend, and you feel like it's your fault, and you are so ashamed to talk about it. You hide. Sometimes you wear clothes and you feel like you are naked, or you carry this marks with you. Others don't see it, but you know, and it keeps you down. It keeps you from growing up and moving to another place in life. Well, it wasn't your fault. And I want you to know today that this particular discussion is for you, is about you. And I hope that after listening to this, you will be healed. So today I'm going to talk about toxic shame. Well, I wasn't able to do last week episode because I was very sick, and I won't be ashamed to talk about it. I couldn't even talk. I couldn't even get up from my bed. And I was, for the first time in my life, I wasn't ashamed to tell people about my illness. So I don't think and I don't believe that we should hide things, things that will eat us up and take us to our early grave. So what is shame? Shame is something that we hide, something that we don't want others to see. It's almost like the way an idol grow up in a dark. And each time we hide those shames are part of us that we don't want the world to know, it grows. Shame grows in silence. Shame grows in darkness. Then it keep you in a box that holds you down and it's like an invisible chain that pulls you back whenever you try to move. So how often you ask yourself like I know everyone see me to be the successful person, but deep down you don't feel the success because you know and you always blame yourself for something that happened to you probably when you were a kid, or for the fact that you are an adult, probably your boss sexually harass you and you feel like it's your fault, or your husband abused you, or your boyfriend cheated on you, or you didn't make that good grades, you can't speak the English properly. It's not your fault. Probably that particular language isn't your language, or there's something that holds you back. Oftentimes, we don't know that we have shame. We fail to acknowledge that there is something in us that we are ashamed of. But deep down, if you look back, how often do you sit in silence and think like, what is it that keeps me from being me? What is it that keeps me from living to my full potential? What is it that keeps me from going around people? Some people are ashamed of their body odor. Some people are ashamed of their height. Some people are ashamed of their face, their religion, their family. And these are things that bother us a lot. But we don't know that it is a shame. And we don't know that we are affected by it. So I wrote something and it says, I wear a smile like armor, but beneath I bleed, not from wounds others can see, but from secrets I never dare to speak. Oftentimes, shames are secrets that we don't speak often. Shame is not guilt. No, guilt tell you that I made a mistake. But shame tell you that I am a mistake. I am not good enough. Nobody will ever love me. This thing was my fault. I caused this to happen. And oftentimes when shame is eating us up, we don't love and think that this for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So probably the reason why this thing happened to me, it wasn't me. It was another person. It was another person's fault. It wasn't my fault. And when you actually sit and think about some situation, let's say for example, you were a kid, probably you're a guy or a girl, let's just say a guy, right? And you were at the age of 3. You were sodomized by a family member who should have protected you and treated you with love, and you grow up with that shame, not wanting to tell someone like, oh hey, this happened to me. And you blame yourself like, if I have known, I wouldn't have visited that uncle. If I have known, I wouldn't have visited my boyfriend. If I have known, I would have been a better girlfriend. I would have been a better wife. You blame yourself, not knowing that this person too is at fault. It is not your fault. Sometimes society set this high expectation for us that they want us to live up to, even though in ourselves we don't feel comfortable probably dressing in a particular way or living in a particular way. But because we want to satisfy society's expectation, so we do things. Let's just say, for example, you are a girl coming up in life and you didn't know much about sex, and you got engaged into sex because everyone around you were involved in that. And at the end of the day, you got pregnant, but you are so afraid that if my family finds out, let's just say for example, I'm from a traditional Catholic home, or you are from a traditional Muslim or Hindu home, and if my family finds out that I had sex outside of marriage, it will bring shame to them. It will bring not only to my family, but the church or the temple will look at me as someone who is not worth the love, someone who is not even worth living, and I won't reach to a particular goal in life. And at the end of the day, your decision was to abort that child, and you did that, right? But you are constantly living with that shame of what you did. Sometimes we make mistakes, we make choices because of what others will say. How will people look at me? But in reality, your life isn't just about how people see you, it's about you. It's about being accountable for yourself. So you have to feel good within yourself before you can satisfy others. You have to you have to let go of whatsoever that have been holding you down for a very long time and feel peace. So how can we get to that, right? First, you have to identify shame. Do I constantly feel judged? Do I feel like I'm not enough? Do I keep secrets that eat me up alive? Do I shrink when I should shine? Do I sabotage love or push people away? Personally, for me, I identify one shame. I normally used to push people away because I was trying to protect myself from a trauma that I experienced a long time ago that I didn't want to identify, that my head it wants to click on and say, oh hey, this is what is affecting you. So I would normally push people away and keep a distance between them. But I identified that particular shame, and I know that it wasn't my fault that that particular thing happened. So first you have to identify the shame you carry. So shame shows up at you're trying to be that picture perfect person. I wanted to be that picture perfect daughter to make my dad proud, to make my family proud. I wanted to please people. I wanted to always be this person that everyone say good thing about. But I have learned that in life, sometimes you have to be the villain. You won't always be the hero. silence. You are so silent, and there and silent is like a silent is like a person that kills faster than you can ever imagine. Rage, addiction, isolation. When shame shows up, oftentimes is associated to these things, right? You are you are addicted to porn. You didn't know that. Okay, first it was like for my case, the first time I watched porn, it was because I was trying to get a latest movie, a latest music on my cousin phone from Rihanna, and unfortunately, I stumbled upon that porn, and I started watching it, and somehow it became an addiction, and I was ashamed of that particular thing. But I identify it and I work on it. So you have to sit with yourself. Before I identified that somehow I was addicted to watching things that I shouldn't have been watching or seeing at the age I was, I sat with myself and I asked myself hard questions. Why am I doing this? Why is it that I don't like to smile around people? It's because, and when I look back at my memory, because I was bullied. So I never used to like pictures. I never used to like being in videos. There are a lot of things that I never used to like doing. So I said with myself, you have to sit with yourself and ask yourself those hard questions. Why am I doing this? What's that memory that you never talk about? What is that thing that you hide from the entire world that you think that probably is your sexuality, right? Probably you are attracted to you are a woman and you are attracted to another woman, or you are a man and you're attracted to another man. I know from my religion, they are totally against different sexuality, but probably that's you, right? But you are so ashamed to say out to someone, or you have HIV and AIDS, and you feel like if I tell someone I have this sickness, they won't say, well, if they don't say it, then they were not meant to be your friend or with you. Because those who are your friends and those who are truly for you, no matter who you are, no matter how you will be, they will stick with you because they are true. And true friends will always stay true to their friends, even if they don't turn up to be what the world saw them to be. Shame loses power when you speak it out, when you stop hiding in the dark. So shame is almost like you are in a room and you switch off the light. And the room is so dark, you can't see anything. It's just you and the voices in your head or the sound outside. And oftentimes, shame will be speaking to you. But immediately you put on that light, you will see what is around you. How did I overcome shame personally? So for me, as I stated, I was bullied in school a lot because my front tooth is shut. So I felt like I was like the ugly duckling among my friends. So my mom will always say, take the mirror and look at yourself. But being in a state where you have constantly been told certain things, to just overcome it is hard until you see yourself for who you are before you can overcome that. So at first I looked in the mirror, but I didn't see what my mom was seeing until I told my mom. It was like a constant practice before I saw myself good enough, before I saw myself beautiful enough. I started to speak up. I remember I wrote a speech, and I was going for this class that day, and we were on a line trying to enter the hall. And I gave it to my friend, Jessica Morris. And she was like, wow, this is a good thing. I wrote about my shame. I wrote it like a letter, like a speech. I spoke up. You have to forgive yourself. You have to understand that that relationship that ended up so toxic wasn't your fault. Or that guy or that girl that cheated on you, it wasn't like it wasn't like you were not good enough. It wasn't your fault. That father who couldn't protect you and victimize you by molesting you or physically abusing you, it wasn't your fault. That mother that used her daughter or her son to get money and you turn out to be something that you don't want to be or you don't want to see, each time you look at the mirror, you see yourself as a beast, it wasn't your fault. But the fact that you were born with disability and you are not normal like others, it wasn't your fault. Or for the fact that you were raped or you are constantly being raped by someone, it isn't your fault. Or probably you dressed in a particular way and you went out and you think that, oh, because I dress in this way, so it is my fault. No, it isn't your fault. Forgive yourself. We are humans, we make mistakes. So it's okay. It's okay. Forgive yourself. It wasn't your fault. Do not blame yourself. Rewrite your story. Take your pain. I always say this to my friends. Pain gave us purpose. Your greatest pain gave you your greatest life purpose. And for many years, when I was bullied, I was in pain. And that pain gave birth to what I'm doing today, what I do today. The scripts I write, the books I write, the blogs I write. When I speak to people, I try to speak life into them because I don't want to use my words to destroy them because others use their words to try to destroy me. So rewrite your story and let your pain be your purpose. How do we heal from shame? Healing starts when you admit to yourself what is happening. And healing is not a one day thing, it takes time. I remember my friend Amo from India sent me a post before, and he in the post it said, when you have healed, you talk about things. And now I'm fully healed. So I can boldly tell you and I won't cry for the fact that I was bullied. So healing takes time. It's messy. It's a messy process. Some let's just say for example, you will tell yourself forgive yourself, and it will be around 7 you told yourself forgive yourself. But around 9 to 10 p.m. you start to feel like you start to shrink sink, and you'll be like, where was this spirit that was all motivating and all positive? It's a messy process. It will take time to heal, but gradually you'll reach there. Speak your truth, as my dad always say. Speak your truth, and your truth shall set you free. Speak your truth, own your truth, live your truth. It takes love to heal. It takes time, as I stated. So I know we all wear our shames. We all have shames. Some of us wear our shames every day like clothes. Some of us fix our shame every day, like we fix our hair, we make up. Some of us wear our shames on our mask. So it's time to remove that mask. It's time to take off that clothes. It's time to unfix that hair of shame. It's time to wipe off that makeup of shame. And it's time for you to heal. It's time for you to realize that it is not your fault. Probably those people who did it to you, they didn't even realize what they did to you. They didn't know, they haven't even realized that what they did is causing your life damage. Do not remain in a state that will continue to give them power over your life. Do not remain in a state to be the victim all the time. So, I want us to do what we can normally do. You could sit in a meditative state, cross your legs, close your eyes, taking a deep breath, listen to the sound around you, and say to yourself, I release the shame. This doesn't belong to me. I am not my past. I deserve healing, love, the truth. I am whole. It wasn't my fault. I am more than enough. I am powerful. I am beautiful. Take a moment, pause for a second. Use your imagination to see yourself breaking away from that chain, breaking away from that pain, breaking away from that memory that kept you in chains. Again, taking a deep breath from the belly. Breathe in deeply from your belly up to the chest. Slowly release it. Release the shame. Release the pain. Release the hurt. And this time around, let this pain give you purpose. Let this pain give you strength. Let it give you power to move on. Let this story of yours be a great story that will change the world and change the lives of others. Do not allow toxic shame to hold you back anymore. I know today's episode wasn't so perfect, but I want you to know that we are all healing together. We are all learning together. Thank you so much for taking upon your time to listen to me. I'll ask you a favor. Can you kindly share this with someone else so that they can be healed, so they can let go of their shame? They told you shame was their name, and you feel like shame is your name, shame is your armor, and you wore it like an armor, you wear it like a shield. But it's time to remove that name. But it's time to rewrite that story. Take a paper. On the right side, you could write what led to that particular situation. And you will find out that it wasn't your fault. With tears, with truth, with trembling hands, whisper to the inner child in you, you are not dirty. You are not wrong. You are not shame. You are a survivor. Give yourself a pat on the back. You say, thank you for reaching this far. Write a letter to yourself. Write a letter to that thing that kept you in silence. Journalize, pray, share this with others. See you next time. Same place. Stay kind, stay gentle, stay you. And remember, you are not just shame. You are more than that. I love you and I'm rooting from afar.